What's up everybody, Dr. Jordan here. As you can see, I'm in the gym. I'm gonna take you guys through a little leg day workout with me today, show you my hip mobility routine, show you a couple exercises and things that I do to keep my body feeling good. So yeah, let's get active. I'm gonna show you guys what I do in here. So the first exercise I'm gonna do is just a little kettlebell hip opener. I'm just gonna sit down in a squat with the kettlebell just to kind of open my hips up a little bit. I got some heavy squats coming up today on the menu, so I'm excited for that. So just gotta get the body ready for it first. So what we're gonna do, take the weight here. You can do this with or without a weight. Drop down into a squat position. Use your elbows to pry your hips apart and just sit in there and get real comfortable. I usually try to do about 3 reps of this. What you'll notice with my mobility routines before my workouts is they're quick. I don't have a lot of time in the gym, so I like to get into the exercise as quickly as I can, but mobility and stretching is still very important. So the next thing we're gonna do to open up those hips and lower back a little bit more is the elbow to ankle stretch. So I'm gonna get down in like a downward dog position. And I'm gonna go through this movement. I usually do like 5 on each side. Helps to open up my hip flexors, get my hips moving a little bit so I can get deep in the squat. Last exercise here is gonna be a little T-spine rotation. So you're gonna get a little hamstring stretch out of this one, a little bit of hip flexor stretch, and then a good mobility into your mid and lower back. All you're gonna do, legs apart, hips back as best you can, almost like you're gonna do cherry pickers when you were a kid. But from here, you're just gonna rotate as best you can on each side. Trying to get that top arm perpendicular to the ground if you can. So the first workout of the day is gonna be single leg extensions. We're gonna do this on each leg, 12 to 15 reps. A great tip for anybody who's dealing with like patellar tendonitis, if you're having knee pain in this area or down through here, doing single leg extensions before you do an exercise like squats or something that's gonna strain your knees can help a lot to get rid of that discomfort. Or just doing single leg extensions in general with an isometric tempo to it will help out a ton. I'll show you what I mean here. So I like to do this for my warm-up reps. What I'm gonna do is, rather than just kind of like busting through the reps as fast as I can, when I get to the top of the movement here, I'm gonna hold it for a 3 count, and then I'm gonna slowly lower it for another 3 count. This is gonna help to strengthen my patellar tendon, so that pinch that you get with it when you go into a squat will alleviate a little bit. I was dealing with patellar tendonitis for a while, and this is like the #1 exercise that I use to help get rid of that discomfort. So when you do the single leg extensions at this tempo, you don't have to do it for every single rep because that's just gonna make the exercise take forever. If I'm doing 12 to 15 reps, I'll do it for the first 5 reps. And then after that, I'll just do it at a regular exercise tempo. I'll do that for like my first 2 sets, and then after that, I'll just get through the exercise. All right, so next up we got squats. This is one of my favorite exercises. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with squats. I love doing them, but I hate the way I feel afterwards because I can't walk. But yeah, we're gonna try to work up to a heavy working set today of 5 reps for the last set. I'm gonna show you guys a few tips that I do to help with like my hip mobility and foot placement while I do this exercise. So the first thing about squats is that depth, foot placement is gonna be different for everybody. When you see me do a squat, my feet aren't gonna be pointed perfectly forward. They're not gonna be hip width. They're gonna be a little bit wider and pointed outward. That's just what works best for my body. Find out what works best for you. That'll help you to get the best rep, what am I trying to say? That'll help to make this exercise effective for you. There we go. So we got a little warm-up set here. So a common mistake that I see from people when doing squats is we're doing this exercise to get a nice butt, but we don't want to stick our butt out while we're doing it. When you're going down for your rep, you want to think about pushing your hips backwards to unlock that motion, but you don't want to extend into your lower back as you're doing it. You want just that hip hinge to start the motion, and then from there you drop down. So again, we're going to try to do this here without allowing too much extension into our lumbar spine. So next up, we got leg press here. I'm out of breath after squats. We're gonna shoot for 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. Common mistake I see people make on leg presses, allowing too much flexion into their lower back at the bottom of the rep. I'll show you what I mean when I get down there, but we wanna stop the weight before our lower back engages, and that's the range of motion for the exercise. So what I mean by stopping before your lower back starts to flex is right when I get to about here. If I go further, then my lower back starts to round. I don't want that to happen. That's gonna put too much strain on my lumbar spine. Not a good thing. So I'm gonna stop each rep right about here. And that's gonna be my range of motion for the exercise. So next up we got seated leg curls. This is one of my favorite hamstring exercises. I don't know why, but I always get the best pump after doing this exercise in my hamstrings. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Main key for this exercise, try to focus on keeping your lower back flat against the pad here as you're doing it. It's gonna help you to get the most out of it, keep you from straining your lower back as you're doing it as well. If you feel like you have trouble doing that, the weight's probably too heavy, go down a little bit. If you wanna get big hamstrings, do this exercise. Last set here, we're gonna shoot for 10 reps with 2 drop sets at the end of it, so my hamstrings should be feeling pretty good after this. I've always worked out just because of playing football in high school and then in college, so just had to stay in the gym. Nice. But yeah, I feel like I just never fell off after that. Most people have a little drop off after they're done with like college sports, but I don't know, I just stay with it. I enjoy it. It's a good like peace of mind. It's like that one point in the day in between like seeing patients that I get to just like decompress and focus on myself, so I enjoy being in here. All right, next up we got the adduction machine. I'll be honest, I avoided this machine until I started coming into this gym here where there's no one around to watch me. I always felt weird doing it, but there's no reason for that. It's a great exercise to help with providing stability to your pelvis, strengthening those adductor muscles and giving you that complete fullness look in your legs. So we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps here and get a nice little pump. If anyone knows like a graceful way to get onto and off of this machine, please let me know because I have not figured it out yet. All right, last exercise of the day, we got barbell walking lunges. It's the best way to finish a leg day. Make sure you can't walk out of here. Lunges are a great exercise to help provide lateral stability to your pelvis. So if you're having like lower back or SI joint pain and you're looking for a great glute exercise to do to help engage that area and get rid of some of that discomfort, help you to stay out of the discomfort, walking lunges would be one of my #1 recommendations. Do them with the barbell on your back, dumbbells in your hand, or just with no weight at all. Wherever you're at, start there and build up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found some value from this. If you have any questions on tips, injuries, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help.